Welcome again, everyone. This is Publius Virgilius Mauro, and our discussion today will be Federalist Paper for Alberta, number 2, on the foundations of Western freedom, the Great Charter, Magna Carta. To the people of Alberta, to fully understand the gift of liberty and the evolution and struggles we need to build a case, just like a prosecutor builds a case in a courtroom, so must we build upon charters, ideas, precedents, and laws until we come to the final product, the American Constitution, the pinnacle of personal freedoms in the known world, the document that acknowledges our rights are God-given. We as humans are born with them, and the dignity that they can never be taken away from us, unless we let them. To build our case, we need to go to the beginning of the Western tradition of personal freedoms, Magna Carta. Most of us know it was signed by King John at Runnymede in 1215. He was very heavily persuaded by the English barons to do so. Once John was free, he annulled the document, petitioned the Pope, and a papal bull banning it was proclaimed. But it was too late. The idea was out. That there was a way to address absolute monarchy, absolute power, and keep it in check. How many of us know what is in this document? Very few, I would imagine. Most of you would cry, "It's about freedom." It is not. Not once in this document is freedom mentioned. Most of the document deals with commercial rights and Thames estuary fishing wickets until Article 61. Article 61 is the first mention of the stirring of rights and one of the most important ones. It is the right to a trial by your peers. No king, emperor, or anyone with authority may accuse, imprison, or summarily punish you with this document. You may face your accusers and be judged by your peers and state your innocence. This is the first example in the Western tradition of the separation of powers, of being able to limit those in positions able to summarily harm your freedom and your prosperity can be held to account. This is what Magna Carta is about, the limitation of power and the application of justice. This is why Magna Carta is so vital on the progression of our liberty. For the first time in Europe, the absolute authority of a monarch was limited and curtailed. It was only for the free man and the lords, but it was a revolutionary idea that challenged the divine order of medieval Europe. From this idea, Parliament was born, where the king needed to defer to the lords of the land to release funds and accept wise counsel. We have the first building block in our case for constitutional rights. Think back to those days when kings ruled by divine right, where the king was God's representative on earth and he spoke for him. Think of how this simple document challenged that. It was not the document, it was the idea that all free men were deserving of justice and fairness. No summary actions could be taken. We take this for granted in our world. We do not know or do not care to know of all those that came before us who suffered, struggled, and died. The lords who rebelled risked all. Had they lost, they would have been executed. They planted the seeds of justice and the limits of power in government. Magna Carta directly influences the American Constitution and all other free Western nations and the governments they have today. Think on that. How a document meant to check a rampaging royal's power, an absolute monarch, evolved into the very lives and freedoms we take for granted. We have lost that here in Alberta. We have lost the ability, if we ever had it, to check power, to question authority, to put limits on the state and how it deals with us. The barons that persuaded John to sign Magna Carta knew what they were doing. They could now question why, how, is it just? Can we do this with the Canadian government at any level? The answer is no. If you do not agree with the taxes, you pay. They don't care. If you stop paying, you know what will happen. Frozen bank accounts, free seizure of assets, and prison. If you question a law or statute, what is your redress? There is none. You are told, speak to your MLA, your MP, your councillor. They don't care. They are reelected for another term. That is all they care about, because they are not held to account, and there is no mechanism to do so in Canadian law. So what is the remedy for this? How do we hold those who are to serve us to account like Magna Carta was intended to? We, the people of Alberta, draft our own state constitution. We use the spirit of Magna Carta and the accountability written into it to hold those that serve the people to account. No political immunity, no sidestepping issues, no making sweeping decisions without having to answer to the people. For this to be done, we all need to be involved. It is our job as citizens of our fledgling state to hold government to account. Thomas Paine said, the duty of a patriot is to protect the people from its government. We need to heed his words. We are responsible for the government we get. If you do not hold them to account, you will get Canada, where the East tramples the West and we are told to shut up and just take what is being given. Big Daddy knows best. I will make many of you angry. We deserve this. We have become complacent, lazy, and stupid. We would rather watch movies, do drugs, and anything else but our duty as a citizen. To hold those in government to account, you need to watch them, question, and constantly probe. These villains are supposed to serve us. They are supposed to guarantee life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, not drag us back to pre-Tudor Britain. To close this paper, leave you a quote from Plato that I really hope you think about. We are in charge of our fate. We need to start acting like we deserve more. We are free. We are Alberta. And I will not rest until we become a State of the Union and you all see what true freedom is. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. Be not afraid. I am here with you. Virgil.